Hey guys, Thomas Gillis here of the Gillis Brothers. Today we're going to be doing a quick how-to on changing the oil on a 2018 Honda CRV. Okay, first thing we want to do is get our jack stands in place. We don't need much clearance on this, but we want to make sure we got a little bit more than the car offers, just so we have enough room to get under there and be able to move around a little bit. The Honda CRV, the 2018, takes a 0W20 motor oil. I got the high mileage just because this one's over 70,000 miles. I got a SDP oil filter. You can usually find like a combo pack of these. I go to the AutoZone down the street, so they usually have like a deal. The oil filter and the oil itself was probably about 30-35 bucks. And then I went ahead and bought some crush washers because the oil filters don't always come with them. And I got about 15 of them for like 10 bucks on Amazon. Some of the tools we're gonna need, I got an oil catch pan here, again like 10-15 bucks on Amazon. Metric socket set, and then a piece of cardboard, which I always throw down because you're inevitably going to be dripping somewhere outside of your drip pan. So this helps keep your driveway a little bit cleaner than it could be. So I'm under the front side of the car right now. First thing we got to do is take off this skid plate right here. And there's about three 10mm bolts holding it on. So I'll undo those with the socket real quick. Okay, so I got the skid plate off. You can see right here toward the front where that skid plate was. This is our oil filter that we're going to take off. And back over here, this is our drain plug for our oil. It says engine oil right here, so pretty hard to mistake. This is going to be a 17mm socket. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get my cardboard basically right under all my points where it's going to drip out. I'm going to throw my pan right here, right underneath there. And then I'm going to use this 17mm to loosen and unscrew that drain plug. Alright, so I just got the drain plug out. Oil is pouring out into our pan. And should be empty soon. Inevitably, we're gonna get oil on our fingers when we're doing this. So again, I use old t-shirts that I keep around the house just to wipe things up. Something we can do to make it flow out a little easier is, here's our oil cap right here. If we loosen this up, it'll get some more airflow and it'll drain a little bit better. This is our oil. About to be done dripping out. This will go on at this rate for a while, so just give it a few minutes and get all the old stuff out of there. All right, so our oil is about done dripping out. Next thing we got to do is take this oil filter off right here. They got special tools for this that can kind of clamp onto these grooves that are built into it, but you can usually just get it off with your hand. Ever since I've been doing these oil change, I don't crank them on super tight so that I don't have too much of a problem getting them off. So I got the oil filter off. This is probably the messiest part of the whole thing. As soon as you start loosening it, it's gonna start dumping out on you. So you gotta have your pan in place and just kind of spin it off as quick as you can. Okay, so we're about done. Looks like everything's about drained out of there. We're gonna go ahead and put the new oil filter on here. Something we need to do to make sure we get a good seal is I always just take a little bit of the old oil and then put it around the gasket here. That'll just, once we tighten it down, it'll make a good seal and make sure we're not going to get any leaks. Okay, so we got the new oil filter basically on there. Let me get it as hand tight as I can. Okay, it's not going anywhere. And then I'm just going to take this time to kind of clean up all that extra oil that made a mess underneath here when taking it off. All right, next thing we got to do is put our drain plug back in. I'm gonna get rid of the old crush washer, and I got a new one here. This is that pack of like 15, 20 that I got. I always label these. I've got a few different bags for different cars that I have. So throw on a new crush washer, and we'll get that drain plug back in place with the 17mm socket. All right, back underneath here, got the drain plug. We're gonna just tighten that down. Get that in place. Get my 17-inch socket, or sorry, 17 mil. And we don't have to be crazy tight on this thing, just make sure it's not going anywhere. And then again, use my t-shirt to kind of wipe everything up before we add any more oil back into this thing. Okay, at this point, we've got everything plugged back up underneath, so we can go ahead and start adding some oil into the motor. Okay, at this point, we're going to put some new clean oil into the motor. So it takes 3.7 quarts. So we'll set up our funnel and pour it on in. All right, so we just finished putting in the oil, just a little under 4 quarts. Right here is my dipstick to check the oil level. What I got to do first is I'm going to clean it off, and then I'm going to dip it right back in. And then pull it out to make sure our level is sitting between those two marks right there. We're currently sitting right there. So we're full of oil. We can close our oil cap, and we should be good to go. All right, last thing we got to do is take our oil, our used oil. I always dump it back into an old container that I have. If you don't have an old container, if this is the first time you're doing this, you can use like an orange juice container or something, any plastic. And then basically any garage or auto parts store usually recycle this for you. So I'll go drop it off at my local spot. All right, I'm gonna put my skid plate back on and fire this thing up, and we should be good to go. Okay, if you found this video helpful, go ahead and click that like button, and please subscribe. We're gonna have a lot more how-to videos coming to you soon. Thank you.